We'll start with a small moment of silence as we remember our former classmate Pradeep Menon, who passed away last year, and also our former teachers Peter Kimapai sir and Marthamas, who also left us. So let us just have a moment of silence for them. Went at TocH Public School was to give speeches, and as usual I'm left with that again. Jacob called me the other day and said, you need to do the welcome speech, so it is my privilege and we follow that tradition. And as was taught to us by in school, we are going to start with respected principal, Mrs. Chinama's career, teachers, staff and our dear friends. A very good morning to you all. And welcome to Ormayundo E. Mugam, the 25th year reunion of the TocH class of 1990. The excitement and anticipation in this room is so palpable, you can feel it and just get used to it and grow in it. The origins for this event started with Jacob Kurula starting a thread online, and thanks to the ubiquity of social media, we were able to get it underway. It is this opportunity to look back, to be young again, to be with teachers who call us Mole and say, oh, you look just the same, that brought us all back, come back to class, into the classrooms, feel like a little kid again. Our group has been extremely active on WhatsApp, thinking of all the things that happened, sharing memories, and helping one another remember things. In these sharings, what struck me were the things that happened that I could have absolutely no recollection about. Things that people say and I'm like, no, I don't think that happened when I was there, but these guys have memories that are like that of an elephant, whereas I cannot remember what happened yesterday. A special welcome to you all, our educators, our teachers, our mentors, and the staff who helped us and who make this a celebration. Thank you for making this special effort to come and be here with us and celebrate with us. We appreciate you all a lot. And everybody else as well for making this a great
Together for our 25th reunion. It's really been 25 years since we left this place. Time just flies. As we get here for our 25th reunion of TocH class of 90, it's my honor to thank Madam. K.V. Thomas sir was supposed to be here, I think he's on the way. All the other teachers and all the staff for the wonderful years that we've had in TocH. For some people amongst our classmates, it must have been a short stint in TocH. For many of us like me, Sangeeta, Shamita, we've been here right from the beginning. All our schooling, this is the only school we knew. So growing up, in our life, growing up just revolved around school. And all of you teachers as well as the friends here were so much a part of our growing up period. And if there is someone other than our parents or our immediate family who played an important role and influence in our life, it's just a bunch of people sitting here. You as teachers and educators had the opportunity to mold and influence our minds when we were young. And teaching is indeed the one profession that creates all the other professions. So whatever we are now in whichever profession, it's what you created out of us. And as Dean Martin puts it, you take a bunch of live wires and see that they are well grounded. That's exactly what happened here with all the disciplining that went in, which doesn't happen in present day schools. But when we look back on our school days, all the caning, all the disciplining, when we were asked to kneel down, first we definitely begin with Madam, Chinnamaskaria Madam, the glue that really held the school together in our days. And as we look at principals all over and our further experiences with our kids, what we remember is Madam was so much approachable. She was very hands-on. She never sat cocooned in her office. She was always walking around. Whatever we do inside here, we would know that anytime you can expect her walking with her hands behind, into every class. So she was so very hands-on. And when you look back at what she's done for us, it was discipline with love. That's what we remember of her. We are so very thankful for that, Madam. K.V. Thomas sir, unfortunately, he's just on his way. So we'll just
join us for lunch.
He should be here for lunch. He started late. So we'll move on to Candida Mendes, one of our earliest teachers.
No. I didn't. You guys say something, you're right.
Rosalind Mendes.
Sorry, ma'am, for that. No, it's okay. I was never known as Rosalind here, that's why. We try to expand it, that's what happened. One of our earliest teachers here, with that ever youthful smile, handholding us through those very early years, from Kalabhavan to
Yes.
right? I know the first teacher, we remember you right from the Kalabhavan days.
And yesterday Shamita was talking about how she was the only girl and the rest about 8 boys in the first class, right?
I just brought that photograph I showed.
There was others.
There were others, but she was almost 22 that year. First year, 22 first standard and 20 first standard and 12 fifth standard.
I was there.
Yeah, so they mistook you to be a boy, that's why.
I
Only one
request
girl.
The school back home, our place wouldn't have been so memorable without you.
Ananda Nanda Kumara Krishna Manasamodana Kumara Paramananda Nanda Kumara.
With knitting and embroidery and cooking classes, your SUPW classes were a big hit with the boys as they got to sample our color papers. Thank you.
Honor Chanda Joseph Miss with your $1 million smile, with your high heels and your fashion forward saris. You are the one distraction in our class, ma'am. Our very fashionable ma'am, we really used to look forward to your classes. And for those of us who took the biology line into medicine or the allied professions, we are so thankful to you for having sowed those initial seeds of interest in biology. Thank you so much.
All our literary and cultural activities in school, speaking to us one-to-one, hand-wheeling, and all our art and cultural events inside and outside of school. We had a wonderful time with you, and thank you for helping us coordinate this, because without you, I don't think we would have got so many episodes.
Always kind, and it was so difficult to provoke him into anger. But if he could manage to do that, there was that chalk which would definitely find us. So we would name him as the epitome of tolerance. And we're so happy to have you here with us today, sir.
From you was the skill to organize our answers, and she taught us the presentation skills with, as multitasking ladies, we find a great use in our day-to-day lives. And thank you, ma'am, you were a class teacher, we had a good time.
I think Najib used to be ma'am's favorite student. प्रिय राधा मामस, आपने हमें हमारी राष्ट्रभाषा सिखाई। अब हम हिंदी में खा सकते हैं, पी सकते हैं, सो सकते हैं, और हमारी बंगाली सर्वेंट से बात भी कर सकते हैं। Thank you for making us so very comfortable in Hindi.
Nitya Miss, she was a class teacher. Very gracious, she always stood up for her students, especially if you remember one of the incidents, she really stood up with us. And you were not allowed, you never allowed us to be bullied by anybody. We had a problem, you really helped us.
We hate the problem.
We should. There's a class most of us flunked
as usual.
And then we had one of the vice principal who gave us a punishment to go around the whole for all the classes with the things that we are fools.
We are fools of 60.
And then you were not there that day, but then you really next day you really stood up. You supported us saying that that is not the way.
She was so full of life. So she's the one person who took the classroom from the indoors to the outside. We had many classes outdoors with her. She was always encouraging us, always pushing us to stretch our imagination, stretch the boundaries. And one thing we so clearly remember is she used to tell us that girls are no less than the boys. And we used to have competitions on the chapters that were taken, especially those drama chapters. She used to have competition between boys and girls. And the girls used to come very well prepared. These guys were never prepared. We did so well. And that confidence that she sowed in us at that time, I think it still carries us even this day. So very thankful to you, ma'am. 3 claps to begin with.
A soft heart and a loud voice. He was a sheep in a lion's clothing. From his assembly 3 claps to perfection in March past, you are always always an easily approachable for us. And especially if the girls had a good time, we were never scolded up. and born really and we lost that. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
That's very true, sir. We saw the mix. We knew it then itself. Our class teacher in standard 12, that most critical year, preparing us, motivating us to take that exam in all its seriousness and giving us the tools and we remember it so well. Although you were biology teacher or how to approach the all important board exam, the tools that you gave, sir. So it's still fresh in our memories. Thank you so much, sir.
Bridget is a foundation teacher, prodding us to learn national language and they really help us. Thanks a lot.
Shobana Miss, we acknowledge that we were such a difficult bunch of students to teach our mother tongue. And as we look back, we realize what was the depth of your knowledge when we were students. And the effort that you put in, we really wish we put in more effort towards our Malayalam. Whatever we can read and write of this novels, all credit only to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. നെഞ്ചോട് ചേർത്തിരിക്കാൻ ഈ ഒരു ദിവസം തന്നെ നന്ദി. Nalsa Joseph is Gavin Chatters is always she was there part of all our activities directing us. Thank you very much.
Now we'll have an open session for the teachers to reminisce and share something if you have to. If any of you have something to share about our class, our batch, please feel free to do that.
I think we can start with that.
Yes.
All are in good place and that doing good business and doing good job. I am really nice to see you and I don't know who has organized this and thank you so much for organizing and thank you so much for remembering us and honoring us and thank you so much.
It's never happened in this house. You are able to spare out some time to give up your teachers, to work you up, educated you, help you out, and that's something like a great blessing. And the teachers, not only us, the teachers always feel very proud when their children are in a special education. So we would like to know where you are right now. That will help us feel proud in our hearts, and that will be the gift of our profession, teaching. And now I think I feel about 25 years younger.
I thank you so much for kind motivation. Remember us.
So we never forgotten you.
Yes. Very hard to forget.
So thank you. Thank you.
Just wondering whether it will come out or materialize. But yesterday also, when she called me, I was eagerly waiting to see each and every one of you. I'm trying to find out the faces, some of the faces. I think I've got the remarkable changes. Some I can, now I can recognize all the faces. I'm so happy you have remembered us and all that, thank you very much for calling us and honoring us.
നന്ദിയുണ്ട് എന്നെ ഓർക്കുന്നതിനും എന്നെ ഇതിന് ക്ഷണിച്ചത്.
Suddenly when I got a call from Sandhya, I was so surprised from where she is calling. I remember Sandhya as a person, but I forgot her face. The moment she called me, I remembered Sangeeta and Venu. Because these three were my house captains.
Yes.
One year or the other.
Yeah.
So when we get the prize, we used to hug each other. So all this things I remember. But all this voice only very few I cannot recognize. You, I recognize you. Still some categories are there. I can recognize. If you tell me the name, I can remember. And another thing is, see, we have to first respect the parents. Then next is the Guru, isn't it? Mata, Pita, Guru. And I was so surprised and I am so overwhelmed that at least you people arranged a get together and you thought of the old Gurus. He may be bad, he may be good, that I know. That depends upon the circumstances.
You were the best, all of you.
And I was so surprised. At least these children remembered us after 25 years. So that Mata Pita Guru is the most important blessing in our life. There is no blessing in the life except the respect that you give to others. So thank you so much for inviting us. And I am very much, I was interested to come here, but yesterday I was bedridden because of the fever. But still, Sandhya reminded me, so I came here. Thank you, thank you. Now I am teaching English in the +2 class.
Everybody for taking me for this wonderful occasion. A special thanks to Sandhya. She is the one who invited me.
I really don't know what to say to you. I came here prepared to see so many familiar faces. But I get to see so many people, they seem to know me. But I'm afraid I can't recognize you. You've grown into fine young ladies and gentlemen. And I remember those little baby faces that came, some crying, some with leaky noses. And I remember I know I was the first teacher of TocH, having taken the first admission, and it wasn't all so rosy then. It was hard going. I was just not a teacher. I was a tender come nurse, come Maya, come clerk. You can roll everything that you require in a school into one person. We had to change jobs like that. But to see that you have come to this level makes it all worthwhile. It was really worthwhile. I wish today that there were more of those little baby faces here. I really miss some of them. I just brought an old photograph and I'm looking. Very few I think who are there. I know many of you have joined along the way. But what gives me greater pleasure is the fact that you remembered to call me for this function today. I'm deeply touched, and I should say even grateful to you in a way. I know when I was leaving for Timber Primary School, I left this place a long, long time ago. And that's what makes all the difference, to think that you remembered to call me. Many of your teachers seated here left a lot later than I did, so they got to see you when you were grown up. But I missed that out, and yet you remembered me. It makes a difference, and it also reminds me of what an officer from the refineries once told us, that we teachers have a special place in society, in your hearts, in students' hearts and minds. Once they leave the company, nobody remembers them as DGM or GM or something, but we will remain teachers for life. I feel that is the greatest pleasure and what should I say? And the gift that we get for taking up this wonderful, wonderful profession of teaching. Thank you.
ഞാൻ 2010 സ്കൂളിൽ പോയി ആ ബാച്ചിലെ പിള്ളേരും ടീച്ചേഴ്സ് വി ഹാഡ് എ റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പ് നോ ലൈഫ്. നിങ്ങളുടെ ഫേസൊക്കെ എനിക്കിപ്പോഴും ഓർമ്മയുണ്ട്. ഈ 5 വർഷം മുമ്പുള്ള പിള്ളേരുടെ ഫേസുകൾ സ്പെയർലി in my mind, because our relationship has gone that back in 20 years time. And I'm so happy. എൻ്റെ പിള്ളേരിന്ന് എന്നെ മുന്നിൽ തള്ളി വിട്ടതാണ്. ആക്ച്വലി ഇന്ന് എൻ്റെ ഹസ്ബൻഡ് മരിച്ചത് 6th മന്ത് തികയാണ്. അവരെന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞു, മമ്മി യു ഷുഡ് ഗോ ബിക്കോസ് ദേ ഓൾ ലവ് യു സോ മച്ച്. എനിക്ക് ഭയങ്കര സന്തോഷമുള്ള
കഴിഞ്ഞ ദിവസം സന്ധ്യയുടെ ഫോൺ ഞാൻ കിടക്കുമായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷെ ആദ്യത്തെ റിങ്ങിനെ എടുത്തത് ഫസ്റ്റ് റിങ്ങിൽ എടുത്തു. ചെറിയ കിടപ്പോൾ തന്നെ ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലായ സന്ധ്യയാണെന്ന്. സന്ധ്യ പറഞ്ഞ അതിന് ദിവസം വിളിച്ചിരുന്ന ഞങ്ങൾ കോളേജിൽ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്.
6 ക്ലാസ്സിലായിരിക്കും. ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞാൽ 2 ദിവസമായിട്ട് ഇപ്പോൾ അവധി കിട്ടിയപ്പോൾ 2 ദിവസമായിട്ട് ശരിക്കും റെസ്റ്റ് എടുക്കണം അത് കിടക്കാമെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചു കാരണം ഞാൻ നിമിഷം കൊണ്ട് ചാടി എണീറ്റ് അടുക്കളയിലേക്ക് കൊടുന്നു അത് ചെയ്യാണ്ട് നമുക്ക് ശരിയായോ ഇല്ല എനിക്ക് നാളെ ഒരു ഗെറ്റ് ടുഗദർ കുട്ടികളെ അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായിട്ട് പോകണം. ആ കുട്ടികളുമായിട്ടുള്ള ആ ഒത്തുചേരലും ഇപ്പോഴും കുട്ടികളെ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നതുകൊണ്ട് എന്തായിരിക്കാം ഞാൻ ഇപ്പോഴും ചെറുപ്പമാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ വയസ്സായി റിട്ടയർ ചെയ്ത് ഇവിടെ റിട്ടയർ ചെയ്ത് 5 വർഷമായി. പക്ഷെ ഇപ്പോഴും പിന്നെ ചെറുപ്പക്കാരായ കുട്ടികളുടെ സമയം കഴിക്കുന്നുണ്ടായിരിക്കാം തോന്നാത്ത നിങ്ങളെല്ലാവരും വീട് കാണാൻ സാധിച്ചത് വളരെ സന്തോഷം. എല്ലാവരും വീടൊന്നും ഓർമ്മയില്ലെങ്കിലും എല്ലാവരും ഇപ്പോഴും മനസ്സിലുണ്ട്. കണ്ടിട്ട് വളരെ സന്തോഷം.
ഇവിടെ നിൽക്കുമ്പോൾ ശരിക്കും കരയാനും തോന്നുന്നുണ്ട്, ചിരിയാനും. സന്ധ്യ ആദ്യം വിളിച്ചപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ ശരിക്കും പൊട്ടിക്കരഞ്ഞു. സന്ധ്യയ്ക്ക് അറിയാമായിരുന്നു ഞാൻ ഫോണിൽ കൂടെ കരയും ചെയ്തത്. ആരെങ്കിലും ഒരാളെങ്കിലും ഓർക്കാറുണ്ടോ? തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഭയങ്കര വിഷമം. ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ വീടിനേക്കാൾ കൂടുതൽ മാഡത്തിന് അറിയാമായിരിക്കും ചിലപ്പോൾ എൻ്റെ അമ്മൂമ്മ മരിച്ചിട്ട് വരെ ഇവിടെ യൂത്ത് ഹോസ്റ്റലല്ല, യൂത്ത് ഹോസ്റ്റൽ നമ്മുടെ ആ ദിവസം നമുക്ക് 15-ാം ദിവസം കളി പൊളി അതുപോലും അവിടെ ഇട്ടിട്ട് ഞാൻ വന്ന് വീട്ടുകാരെയൊക്കെ വെറുപ്പ് സംഭവിച്ചത്. കോമ്പറ്റീഷൻ വന്ന 8 ദിവസം സ്റ്റാലിയൻസ് 2 മണി 3 മണിക്ക് വരാറ്. ആൾക്കാരിൽ എല്ലാ കുട്ടികളെയും വീട്ടിൽ കൊണ്ടുപോയി ലാസ്റ്റ് 2 മണി വന്നിട്ട് പിന്നെ തിരിച്ച് രാവിലെ 8 മണിക്ക് വന്നോളൂ. ത്രില്ലായിരുന്നു. വേറെ എനിക്ക് UP സ്കൂളിൽ എൻ്റെ അമ്മ ജോലി വാങ്ങിച്ചു തന്നിട്ട് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു ഞാൻ പോകും എനിക്ക് ടോക്കച്ച് വിട്ട് ഞാൻ പോകില്ല. ടോക്കച്ചിൽ അമ്മ എന്ന് തന്നെ എൻ്റെ വീട്ടിൽ എല്ലാവരും വിളിക്കുന്നു ടോക്കച്ചിൽ അമ്മ. അറിയാക്കി വിളിക്കണം. ഇപ്പോഴും എൻ്റെ വീട്ടിൽ ഫാമിലി മെമ്പേഴ്സ് എന്നെ വിളിക്കണം ടോക്കച്ചിൽ അമ്മ. ഇപ്പൊ പേര് കേൾക്കുമ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് വേദന തോന്നാറുണ്ട് തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും. ഇപ്പൊ സന്ധ്യ വിളിച്ചാലും എനിക്ക് എവിടെയായാലും എന്തായാലും ഇന്ന് എനിക്ക് ഫംഗ്ഷൻ ആക്കണ്ട ഞാൻ പോയില്ല. ചോട്ടാനിക്കരയിൽ എനിക്ക് അഷ്ടപതി കച്ചേരി ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ഞാൻ പോയില്ല. ഇതിന് ഒന്നേ പറ്റുള്ളൂ കാരണം എനിക്ക് അത്ര ത്രില്ലായിരുന്നു. സന്ധ്യ ഞാൻ പിന്നെ അങ്ങോട്ട് വിളിക്കലേ സത്യം തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും അതെ. പിന്നെ രംഗാ സാറിനെ വിളിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞു വത്സ്യം എന്തെങ്കിലും വിളിച്ചു. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു ഞാൻ റെഡിയാണ്, ഞാൻ എപ്പോഴും റെഡി. അത്രയും ഭയങ്കര വേദനിച്ചു പോയി സത്യം. ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ ഇത്രയും കൊല്ലം വർക്ക് ചെയ്ത് എനിക്കറിയാം കലാഭവന് തുടങ്ങിയ ജീവിതമാണ്. കലാഭവന് തുടങ്ങിയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ എന്തുമാത്രം ഈ ശരിക്കും പുണ്യം ചെയ്ത സ്ത്രീയാണ് ശരിക്കും നമ്മുടെ മാഡം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ. ശരിക്കും നമ്മൾ ഒരിക്കലും ആരെ മറന്നാലും നമ്മൾ ചിന്നോസ്കറിയാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു മറക്കാൻ പറ്റാം. അതുപോലെ ഹാർട്ട് ആൻഡ് സോൾ ജീവിതം മുഴുവൻ ഇതാണ് സ്കൂൾ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ. പക്ഷെ ഒരു സമയം ആർക്കും വേണ്ടാത്ത ആർക്കൊന്നല്ല സ്കൂളിന് വേണ്ടാത്ത ഒരു അവസരം വരുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ വേദനിക്കും നന്നായിട്ട്. എത്രയോ പിരിവിന് നമ്മൾ നടന്നത് അതൊക്കെ ഓർത്തു ഞാൻ പലപ്പോഴും അത് എടുത്ത് പറയാറുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. പലപ്പോഴും പറയാറുണ്ടായിരുന്നു ഞാൻ എത്രയോ പിരിവിന് നടന്നു. നൃത്തനിശ താരനിശ മാഡം സോറി മാഡം ഞാൻ പറയുന്നത് വികാരം പറയുന്നതാണ്. താരനിശ ജോസ് പ്രാഷിന്റെ വീട്ടിലെ പിരിവിന് എന്നപ്പോ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇവിടെ ഒന്നും വേണ്ട, ഞങ്ങൾ ഊട്ടിയിലെ സ്കൂളിലെ കുട്ടികളെ ചേർക്കാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അവിടുന്ന് പട്ടി ഓടിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. വൈകുന്നേരം നമുക്ക് പട്ടേ ദിവസം നടന്ന് ഇതൊക്കെ പിരിവൊക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞ ഒരു ബിരിയാണി ചോറൊക്കെ തരലുണ്ട്. അതും മറന്നിട്ടില്ല, ഒന്നും മറന്നിട്ടില്ല. ഇന്നും ടോപ്പിച്ചിന് എന്തെങ്കിലും കോമ്പറ്റീഷൻ എന്ത് വിളിച്ചാലും ആരും റെഡി. ഞാനിപ്പോഴും ഫ്രഷ് ആയിട്ടായിരുന്നു. എവിടെ പലപ്പോഴും കോമ്പറ്റീഷൻ തൃപ്പൂണിത്തുറ റെസിഡൻസ് അസോസിയേഷൻ 144 അസോസിയേഷന്റെ വനിതാ പ്രസിഡന്റാണ് ഞാൻ. നല്ല ആക്റ്റീവായിട്ട് നടക്കുന്നുണ്ട് കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ. 144 അസോസിയേഷൻ കീഴിലുണ്ട്. ബാബു അവരുടെ പേരിട്ടെന്നാണ് എന്തോ അറിയില്ല, ഇവിടെ ടോപ്പച്ചിൽ കണ്ടോണ്ടായിരിക്കും ജോലി കഴിക്കില്ലെന്ന് ആൾക്കാർ മന്ത്രിക്കറിയില്ല. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനെ ഞാൻ ആക്റ്റീവായിട്ട് നടക്കുന്നു. ഇപ്പൊ ഇതിന്റെ ട്യൂഷൻ എടുക്കണ്ട്, പാവപ്പെട്ടവർക്ക് വെറുതെ എടുക്കണ്ട്, പിന്നെ അമസ്റ്റബിളി ചെയ്തു, കൗൺസിലിംഗ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. ഫോട്ടൊന്നും വെച്ചിട്ടില്ല, ചെയ്തു. കാരണം ടീച്ചർ ആയതുകൊണ്ട് അതുകൂടി അറിയുന്ന കുറച്ചുകൂടി നല്ലതാണെന്ന് തോന്നി എനിക്ക്. അപ്പൊ അത് ചെയ്തു. പിന്നെ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് എം എ ചെയ്തു. ചെണ്ട പഠിച്ചു, നന്നായിട്ട് ചെണ്ട കൊടുക്കും. ചായമ്പോഴൊക്കെ എവിടെ വിളിക്കാം. ഇടയ്ക്ക് വായിച്ച് പാടാറുണ്ട്. അതുകൊണ്ട് അറിഞ്ഞിരിക്കുക നന്നായിട്ട്. ഒരുവിധം കലകളിലൊക്കെ ഇപ്പോഴും ഡാൻസ് ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്, തിരുവാതിര പഠിപ്പിക്കാറുണ്ട്. എല്ലാം അതൊന്നും കളഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ല. ഇവിടുന്ന് പോയെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ച് കുറെ കാലം ഡിപ്രസ്ഡ് ആയിട്ട് ഇരുന്നു. ഒന്നുമല്ല ജീവിതം. ഇത് എന്തിനാ അവിടെ അങ്ങനെ ജീവിച്ചില്ല, അങ്ങനെ കാര്യമില്ല. ആക്റ്റീവായി അപ്പൊ ഇത് വളരെ സന്തോഷം തോന്നണം എനിക്ക്. ആരെങ്കിലും ഓർമ്മയുണ്ടായിരുന്നു സന്ധ്യയോട് പിന്നെ വിളിച്ചു ചോദിച്ചു എന്താ സന്ധ്യ മറന്നുപോയോ. സത്യമായിട്ട് എല്ലാവരും
മാഡം എല്ലാവർക്കും 90s മാഡം, എന്നിട്ട് മറ്റവർക്ക് 100 കിട്ടിയാൽ എന്തേ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടാനുള്ളത്. എല്ലാം ഇങ്ങനെ ഓരോന്ന് നിന്നു അതേപോലെ ഓരോ കാര്യങ്ങളും ഓഫീസിൽ വന്ന് ഇത്രയും വർഷങ്ങൾ വർക്ക് ചെയ്ത് അത് ഓരോ കാര്യങ്ങളും ആരും മറന്നില്ല, എന്നൊന്നും മറക്കാൻ പറ്റൂല. അപ്പൊ വിളിച്ചതിന് വളരെ വളരെ നന്ദി, ഒരുപാട് നന്ദി.
I have two words to tell you, that is feeling blessed. That's what my post on Facebook is going to be today. Because I've been in TocH since I think 30 years. I completed in March this year. And this is the first time ever that a group of students have called remembered their old teachers and called us and given us a good felicitation, and we're very happy to be here. I remember all your faces. Some of you are maybe you have changed a little bit, but I still remember you because we were busy organizing the literary cultural competitions. So I used to interact with most of these students who used to come and ask us for difference in their rules and regulations and such stuff. But anyway, it was a very nice of you to have remembered. Very few students remember their teachers, and today is a day when we feel really blessed. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Sanjita, for she was one who was calling me up, Sandhya, for calling me up and getting the numbers of the teachers, and I did try to get maximum.
For a very long time. Now I'm a principal. I'm still working in PV Small School neighborhood, but I enjoy being in the classroom much more than sitting in an office and doing other work. I don't go to class anymore. How much I miss it, I don't know. I worked here only for 2 years, but those 2 years were memorable. What all we did in those 2 years. When I left, I missed you all so dreadfully. I just wanted to come back.
Maybe share.
So it was so sad. I don't know why. I longed to be back here. And I remember the corridors where we took classes. I remember running around with people, running behind your people. Make us children. And people pulling my sari, following me around. I had a lovely, lovely time till I became a principal. And my colleagues, it's just wonderful people here. Enjoyed thoroughly. And I hadn't set out to become a teacher. My first aim was to become a doctor. Somehow I couldn't get the university. There's no entrance exam. It's fully based on results. And when I got into teaching, I don't know, nothing else mattered. So many children, and to see all grown up and looking so wonderful and happy, that's our reward. That's the only reward we teachers get, that's the only reward we want. Thank you very much for thinking of this reunion. After 31 years, I'm coming back here in this school for a reunion. I left in 84. I can't thank you people enough for calling me. I remembered some of the faces. Some of them are very dear. All are there, very dear to me, but some joined after I had left, so I don't know them. Still, there are a few who have been able to teach, a few I would have liked to see. I remember taking when they said shine, okay, shine, I remember. But then later they came for it to be shine, but they can't. The shut coming back, memories are there deep down. They need a applauding to come out. So happy in that experience. Thank you people.
Today's the day I feel that being a teacher, how wonderful it is. Because I was here for just for a year, but this is what a teacher gets. Nothing else, as rather say, or everybody would have, feeling the same thing that with a reward, like nothing else. But I can be proud of myself today because you remembered me so much and some of the incidents also. Today I can see that being a teacher, I also have achieved something standing in front of you with my head high and say that I am also. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to feel like this and standing in front of you. Unless you say something like this, you won't even know that they have done something to you. But it is really fantastic. and I'm still working as an education officer of Bharati Vidya Bhavan. My special thanks to Sandhya, as everybody had mentioned her name, I'm really literally looking forward to. And she says, ma'am, I'm doing connectivity as rather on her name. But I couldn't do it because I was away for 2-3 days. He kept on asking me, what is this, why I didn't get the number. So that much of enthusiasm she had. I think she has selected more teachers than the students. So that you can imagine how much we look forward to come back to our old school and see you all. Thank you so much. And I'm running a small school called Business Darshan for children who are not secondly not up to the LD and the autism and things like that. So whenever I go to my school, they all call me Amuma, Amuma. So that way still I feel young being with those children, and I visit about 13 schools in my life. So being with, associated with the school and being with children is a gift that God has given to us. I think as a teacher I am enjoying to the maximum. And also again, thank you so much for me. Thank you so much to you all for giving me this opportunity to stand in front of you and realize what I am doing. Thank you.
एक हिंदी अध्यापिका होने के नाते मैं हिंदी में बोलना चाहती हूँ। अगर कोई हिंदी नहीं जानते तो मुझे क्षमा करें। 25 वर्ष के बाद मेरे सभी पुराने छात्र और छात्राओं, अध्यापक और अध्यापिकाओं, विशेषतया हमारे प्रधान अध्यापका चिन्नमस्करिया को देखने का एक अवसर आपने दिया है। उस अवसर के लिए मैं आप सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ। बहुत खुशी है कि 25 वर्ष के बाद मेरे पुराने छात्र और छात्राओं को अब वे 40 वर्ष के ऊपर है। आप सबको पहचानने में थोड़ी के लिए भी सबको पहचानने के लिए मैं समर्थ हूँ। आप सबको once again धन्यवाद देती हूँ। सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
And we are truly appreciative of you taking the effort to come and be with us. Now I'll open it to the students so that they can introduce themselves to you. So, Minu, you can start.
I was known as Minu Matthew when I was here. Changed my name to Minu TocH. I'm a dentist. I'm an endodontist by profession. I work in Coimbatore. I work in a dental college. I'm professor there. I'm also a teacher. Yeah, I'm also become a teacher. And my husband is also a dentist. Both of us work together in the college, and then we have our own practice. We've been blessed with 2 boys, Joshua and Nathan. They are 14 and 9.
Good afternoon. Respected madam, teachers, and children of all ages. My name is Jacob Kurvila, age 42, married. Wife's name is Rachel, she works for me. Got a son, 12-year-old son Kurvila, a 10-year-old daughter Sara. They're all in town. What do I do? Okay, no prizes for guessing. I add color to your life. Well, I work for a paint company. So I'm based in the Middle East. Yeah, so somehow I've come here for vacation, and I think it's an honor and privilege to see all the teachers and my friends. And I think the next 2 days are going to be fun.
20 seconds good. 20 seconds good.
Okay, thank you very much.
I decided to come here because my friends want to know who I am more than the teacher. So
to introduce myself. So I'm Leslie George for all my friends who can recognize me still, and for the teachers. I was in TocH in 1983. I did my 10th year and moved on to 12th. Now I'm in Chennai. I'm a director engineering of a software company, product company called GBS. And I got my lovely family here. And that's all about me. I have very fond memories of our school and all the things that we did here. And of course all my teachers. All of your faces come to me when I do something significant. My first memory harkens back to all the years I spent in TocH. So I'm very, very happy to be here. Thank you all teachers for coming. And thank you all.
Niyaz Ibrahim. I'm happy that I could be a part of this organizing coming here. Actually, I started a WhatsApp group. So now almost 46 members are there. Then Jacob started this plan, and I'm really glad that it is materialized. And I finished my engineering in Bangalore, but I came to my family business, and I'm doing business for past 21 years. Our establishment is celebrating its golden jubilee year, this Indian hardware stores. I have wife and 3 children. My youngest daughter is studying 10th standard, second son in 7th and third in UKG. And even I was a very good student. Second rank from backside. After 9th standard, I went for higher studies. Otherwise, I would have to sit in 9th standard itself again. So then I have fond memories of Canada. There was some biology exam. I used to improve because first exam I had a 6 out of 50 and the final exam 17 out of 50. So 6, 8, 10 like that I used to improve in biology. So it's very nice to meet everyone. And we have funded given fund to TocH a lot because we, from my younger brother, 3 brothers, sister, everybody started here and my cousins. So initially because if teachers, one teacher called, when she saw me, she asked whether I'm Naufal. Naufal is my younger brother. So very happy to be here. So see you.
Thankful to be here. I remember each of your teachers' faces, including a lot of discipline in my life because of her. I came from a small village and she just brought me up from there. I still remember that. And lot of every face reminds me something. Only Sriva, Miss Chandan, I remember those incidents coming back and not getting words to speak. I have a daughter, 9-year-old, and wife at home. So before I switched diagnostics company as IT was managed. Happy to do that. Thanks a lot.
Hi, I'm Sangeeta Jacob, now Sangeeta Thomas. My husband's name is Eddie. Got 2 children, Ian and Daniel. They're 16 and 14. We're based in Denver, the US. Have been there for about 4 years now. And I have the privilege of staying at home and having my husband support me. Thank you.
I'm Elizabeth. And there's something I always wanted to tell Madam. I came in the 11th standard. So I think we had a set pattern, it was quite a calm class, etc. And something went wrong after I came in. Maybe it was age, these kids are just suddenly lost in their what, I don't know. But I did give you a hard time because I remember being called, all of us were called into the principal's room and we said, certain influences from the Gulf have come and it's changing all this. But there were such fond memories, and I must tell you that I've seen many schools, many principals, kids, and I came from our school, etc. You are by far the best principal. It wasn't about administration, it was management administration. We were able to stand in that corner and keep control of this entire institution. We were always on guard, okay, she will walk past and think. And apart from that, we were able to maintain an atmosphere of camaraderie. It was, I came in the level that one Sriva teacher was not taught me, Shanta teachers are not given, but I've heard so much about all of them, and because of this whole house system, etc. To me, it feels like they're all part of my teachers group. So my 10th standard school reunion I didn't attend, but this one there was no way I was missing. George sir in the 12th, we were a very difficult batch. I mean, I became a lawyer. I mean, maybe my groundings was here, being very well with you, etc. I ended up being a lawyer, but a lot of my principles of natural justice were founded in this institution with Rangarajan sir asking you for reasons before his little beating, etc. And he always thinking in my mind, but that's not good enough to get a beating. That was excessive punishment. No, that's not right. I thought this was a fantastic place that you had built up, and the setup, the team that you had was so fantastic. We have absolutely fond memories. When you say that you're surprised we remembered you, I'm surprised you're surprised. How could you think that you would not be a part of our lives? I mean, every time we may not have come back and met you, but every time we've done something, we've achieved something, it's stuff that we've picked up, whether it's entertainment at home, it's from Lalita ma'am, it's, I mean, everything, so much we've picked up from here. And your school song, I haven't heard any of the other schools come up with something that tells their kids, services are set, in service we grow, fully human and alive, being God's glory. I think it was so wonderful that we got to sing that every day and imbibe values in us. If I had a choice to put my kids into school, if I was in Cochin, I would certainly, if this team was in place, I would certainly choose this team for my school, my kids again.
More than 20 seconds. I'd like to know. Stephen, I'm Munira Siraj, currently Munira Miyazimala. I'm in US, Seattle. Married to a Microsoftian. 2 boys, 16 and 12. I think apart from growing, like what we learned in this, I think we are teaching our kids too. That also helped how to raise kids. I think that also we learned from here too. Other than I agree with everybody, what we got from you, where we are today is because of you. I totally second that. I do 2 things. One of it is teaching. I teach technology classes in schools, elementary classes. And I can understand how much patience and effort you guys would have put in that, because I see that required. I do not have as much as you guys had it at that time, but I know I can appreciate the effort you guys have put in us and after us, teachers, sorry guys. Then other thing which I do is web development and designing. That's one of my main things I do. I have started a non-profit organization that again with the love to do something for the kids. And Madam had really, she had really inspired me to do this. And thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. One more thing which I would like to say is I joined the school from 7th grade onwards. I came from out of country, Bangladesh, and I moved here alone. My parents did not move with me, and I was just brought to the school. This is the school you're going to be for whatever time, and I was welcomed and with such a warmth. Like, madam, you can understand, 7th grade kid who just left here, but I felt home. I did not miss my home so much because I got so much caring from all of you. Thank you so much.
I'm Jasmine Matthew. Well, it was Jasmine Thomas earlier. And I'm from the very first batch. We didn't have a proper campus like this. It was just on the top, second floor or first floor of Kalabhavan, where we had just 2 classes. One meal-little classroom and a teacher's room and one small cabin for children. We didn't have a proper library, we didn't have a playground, we didn't have anything. And during breaks, we used to just be there in the middle and then play a little knick-knack. No running around, you're not supposed to run around because there were people downstairs, you would disturb them. So from there to coming here, when you say we are from TocH now, even now the recognition we get is, when I say I'm the first batch, they will say, first batch, but then TocH is very young. I said, no, we had 5 years, almost 5 years we were in Kalabhavan then. Then we had very few teachers. Shinava ma'am I remember, Mendes ma'am I remember, and this one Shanta ma'am, Radha ma'am, if I'm not wrong. Yes. I got all right. Yes. Teachers dance. Yes. Yeah. All right. Okay. But then I left with 6 standards, so I don't remember so many faces. Of course, Sangeeta, Neenu, Sandhya, Shine. Apart from that, I don't remember anyone. Well, I'm settled in Cochin. My husband is also doing business in Cochin. I have 2 children. My son is doing commerce in Christ University, and my daughter, she's Anima, she's in 11th. And she's in 11th. Well, if you ask me about TocH, my first memory about TocH, even at this age of 42, is Chinamaga. Because I remember when I joined TocH, I didn't know how to speak English because my father was a reporter with Deepika paper and my amma was from Manimala, Achardi. So at home it was like always Malayalam and English was like a completely new language to us. And I remember we had this little assemblies in that foyer. And once after the assembly was dispersed, I always remember Chinima ma'am with her hands in the back and she had this cane. Always. And then she said, Jasmine, stay back. I stood back. And then when all of them had gone back to class, she said, you shouldn't stand with your shoulders slouched. You should stand straight with your shoulders high. But at that point, I didn't even know what shoulder meant. And then ma'am said, okay, now she tapped her cane and said, now stand straight, Jasmine, with your shoulders high. And since I didn't know the meaning of shoulders, I raised both my hands. And then ma'am said, not your hands, your shoulders. And she tapped my shoulders with the cane. And I still remember all those, maybe the language, because I work with the media now. I work with Jeevan TV as a news presenter. I do the English news. Every time a session goes well, my editor calls me up and said, good, today was good, the session was good. And I would say, I studied in TocH. And off late he's been asking me, TocH. Maybe I don't know where the standards gone down or maybe we have better schools now, I don't know. But still, I tell him, even though we have good schools or better schools now, when I studied in TocH, TocH was the best. Whatever I am, whatever I've learned, 6 years when I was here, I think that had a load of influence in me. It was a beginning, it was like a new world. From the first standard, it's like, I always feel that children are like clean slates. Whatever you write on them is what they become when they grow up. And whatever's written on that slate for me, it's always been very good. And whatever I am, I keep telling my children also. Whenever they tell me anything, I studied in TocH. Even now they ask me, yeah, TocH. And I was there, TocH was the best. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything. Whatever I've gained, whatever I am now, at least 60% of whatever I am now, I think it's all because of the early training in my life. Thank you so much.
Tommy, I'm a chartered accountant by profession. I work in Bahrain for a bank. I have 3 kids. Eldest Dia is 12. James is 9 and Hannah is 5. I'll take this opportunity not to talk much and stick to the 20-second rule. So that's it. Thank you.
എൻ്റെ പേര് രാജേഷ് ബി മേനോൻ. ഞാനിവിടെ പ്ലസ് ടുവിനാണ് ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തത്. I was studying 7th grade in Bangalore. 11th and 12th ആണ് ഞാനിവിടെ ചെയ്തത്. After my studies here, I went for engineering in Government Engineering College, Thrissur. From there, I joined a company called TocH Cable. Now, ഞാൻ നെസ് ഗ്രൂപ്പിൻ്റെ SFO Technologies എന്ന കമ്പനിയിൽ സപ്ലൈ ചെയ്ത ഹെഡാണ്. ബാംഗ്ലൂരാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ. I have my wife and she's a librarian in Bhavan's Elamagara. At that time, Elamagara was a bit of rivals for us. And my son studies there. So, he's studying in the 10th standard now. So, it was wonderful to meet everybody. Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to be your student, all of your students. But it's Balaji sir, Chakwa sir, they were the students, teachers to me at that point of time. But it was a wonderful group because we were a small group. Maximum 30-32 so we were all together in our studies and we had fun, and that is the one reason I believe that we all remember now each other. If we had a big group like 60-70, it would have been scattered around. Now we were a small group, we were put together, and fortunately I have people like Jacob, നമ്മളെ അന്നത്തെ കാലത്തെ പറ്റി ആലോചിക്കാനും ചിരിക്കാനും കരയാനുമുള്ള ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്ന ആളുകളുണ്ട്. കാരണം ഇൻസിഡന്റ് ഫ്രീ ആയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ യു ഡോണ്ട് റിമെമ്പർ സം ഇൻസിഡൻസ് വിൽ ഹാപ്പൻ. അന്ന് നമ്മൾ കരഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടാവും, പക്ഷെ ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ അത് ഓർത്ത് ചിരിക്കുകയാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. കാരണം ഈ അങ്ങനത്തെ ആ കരച്ചിൽ നിന്നാണ് നമ്മൾ പലതും പഠിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ മാഡം ന്യൂസ് വായിപ്പിക്കുന്നത് എന്നെ കൊണ്ട് വായിപ്പിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ മാഡം പ്രാവശ്യം ചോദിച്ചാൽ എനിക്ക് ഓർമ്മയുണ്ട്, ജയിക്കപ്പാണോ ജയിച്ചാണോ മനോജാണെന്ന് അറിയില്ല, എപ്പോഴും ന്യൂസ് പറഞ്ഞ ഒറ്റ കാര്യമുള്ളൂ, 5 people died in 3 പ്രാവശ്യം എല്ലാ ദിവസവും പ്രാവശ്യം മാഡം പറഞ്ഞു ഇങ്ങനെ കാണിച്ചിരിക്കും ജയിക്കപ്പിനെ വേണ്ട താൻ പറയണ്ട, കാരണം പറയാൻ പോകുന്ന ന്യൂസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഓട്ടോറിക്ഷയായിരിക്കും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കാറായിരിക്കും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ലോറിയായിരിക്കും, പിന്നെ പ്രാവശ്യം കേട്ടതാണ് ഭയങ്കര സ്റ്റഡി ആയിട്ടെന്ന് പറയുന്നത് വെരി അൺയൂഷ്വൽ ഫുട്ബോൾ പ്ലേഡ് ഓൺ elephant top in Rajasthan. ഇത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് ചോദിച്ചു നിങ്ങളത് എവിടെ വായിച്ചത്, അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരു എന്തുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. എല്ലാവരോടും താങ്ക്ഫുൾ ആണ്. I thank Sandhya, Jacob for organizing this. കാരണം ഇതിനൊരു എഫേർട്ട് വേണം. ഓർഗനൈസിംഗ് ഈസ് റിക്വയർസ് ആൻ എഫേർട്ട്. എല്ലാവർക്കും മാറിന് പറയാം അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, ഇങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, ബട്ട് put your effort, put your time, get people together. അതൊരു എഫേർട്ട് ഉണ്ട്. So I thank everybody and I thank those that people will meet and see. Thank you very much.
எல்லாரும் தமிழும் மலையாளமும் இங்கிலீஷ்ல தான் பேசிட்டு இருக்காங்க. நான் ஹிந்தி அந்த டீச்சர் பேசினதுக்கு அப்புறம் நான் மறந்து போயிட்டேன். Actually, I am working in a company called TocH. We have got factory at Bangalore, so I am in marketing. We are settled in Bombay. எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் பொறாமையா இருக்கு, என் டீச்சர்ஸ் எல்லாம் ரொம்ப யங் ஆகிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அது மட்டும் தான் எனக்கு பொறாமையா இருக்கு. பட் தேங்க் யூ வெரி மச் ஃபார் arranging, because all thanks goes to Sandhya. This time I came to you for arranging this function. Thanks.
I'm Sandhya. Okay, I'll tell something about myself. I'm now working, I did my MBA and I'm working with my husband. I'm managing his office. He's an architect. We have our own office. A part of our house is the office. And I have 3 children. The eldest, I think he must be the 8th. I mean, I don't know, there are people who have older children. He's in the 12th. I have a daughter, second she's in 10th, and the youngest is in 8th. So 3 children. And regarding calling teachers and all of you, it is like the most pleasurable time I had, because every call I made, it's like, Mole, you know, that call was made you feel as if you are like back to school, the same age. That is the most wonderful feeling I got. And thanks a lot for making it. Just a small phone call makes so much of a difference. It's really fun. Thanks a lot.
Here in 11. Myself and Rajesh Menon, we had come from Seventh Day Adventist. I'm in Cochin itself. I'm looking after my family business. We are into manufacturing and trading. My wife's name is Anita. I've got a kid. His name is Karthik. That's it. Thanks. Thank you so much.
I'm actually based up in New York. We have moved down to Pune for 2 years. Just moved down a couple days ago. I do want to say, I'm probably the only one in this class who actually had my dad have to teach me for 2 years. That's probably the most difficult, but I made it through. I couldn't do any pranks that Jacob or any of Les or any of the kids in my group could actually do, because everyone was looking up to me to make sure I didn't make a mistake. So I tried to stay away from doing anything to that extent. I do want to say that this was probably one of my better experiences up in TocH, because when I came from Zambia, I actually went to Nigeria, which was more of a localized school. The kids saw me more as an outsider. TocH more for me was more, it blended for me. It was more of a blended school where I had people I could relate to. So actually, it was a wonderful experience. Actually, the teachers paid a little more emphasis on me, and in a way, it has actually helped me in the long run. So I really do have to pay my respects to everyone, including our principal. I think it's a fabulous opportunity, and I enjoyed every single one of the moments I had for 2 years, even though it was short-lived. I'm a director who's working for a media company called CBS in the US. We'll be continuing that up in Pune. I have 2 boys here with me. My oldest one is 12, and my youngest Roshan is 7.
I'm 11 here, and I don't know many of the teachers, but I know a few of the teachers who have taught me. I have 2 sons. My oldest son is doing 3rd year engineering, and the younger one is in class 10, and I work in a university in Oman, Salana. And my husband also works there, and he's a pharmacist.
I'm Gina George. I'm still carrying my maiden name. He's still Gina George. I'm married. I'm divorced. I have 3 children. Matthias, Marcus, and Michelle. 2 boys and 1 girl. I was working until a year ago, and then I decided to take a break, a long break. So I've now become kind of an explorer, come adventurer, and trying to make the most of what I have. So that's where I'm at right now. I think I'm on my way to becoming a teacher, because that is what I would like to do, but I don't know if that will come forth. So this meeting's been great, seeing all my old teachers, and especially Chidma ma'am. She has actually put me on the right path when I have not been, probably doing the right thing, and I really appreciate you for the way you handle it. Thank you so much on a personal level for that. And thanks to all the teachers at this point. And I'm really grateful for the library that we had, that kind of fueled my desire to read, and which has taken me on very tough, when I've been in tough phases. Books have been my friend, and I think I really treasure that. So yeah, stopping with that. Thank you.
At present, I stay in Hyderabad. My work is with children with special needs like LD and autism and other speech language problems. I have 2 boys. My elder one is in the 12th and the younger fellow in the 4th. That's important. From 6 to 10. Currently, I am working in an engineering company here in Karamatwa. Kids not yet. Then my husband is in business. And I'm happy to be here with all of you today. That's all.
And I just studied here for 2 years, that's 1986 to 88. I was very bad at studies. I was extremely bad when it came to cricket or any of the others. Basketball I was alright. When I actually look back at the usual scholastic and non-scholastic, which we typically call as education, I was a complete fraud. And that actually propelled me to get into something which is completely different. And that probably is based on one nice word that the man out there actually wrote on my autograph. I know that autograph kind of thing exists even now. And that word is called zest. Z-E-S-T. I remember that then, and now each time I write, and most of this, I started off as a copywriter and after as a agency. So every time I write zest, I remind, or rather I remember Mr. K.V. Thomas, and then thank you sir for adding that word to my vocabulary and later on. I also remember the fact that always had a bag and wondered what kind of thing the guy in the bag. Much later in my career, I met a Sudani copywriter who had the same bag. So asked him to open, he was actually carrying 3 or 4 bricks in the bag. Just in case someone tries to kind of attack him, he had those bricks. That apart, much later I got married. It's a usual classical way. I got 2 kids, both girls. So I live in a family which is infested with women. So naturally, we tend to develop some of the niceties of that. The good thing about this gathering is the fact that it's good to see Chidma's career after such a long time. Pleasant smile remains, and this is about everyone's. I must admit that I may not know very many names and faces, but yes, some of them I do. And from the bottom of my heart, at least it really gave a lump on my throat. And that's not very often for someone who's been in advertising for a good 21 years and get just manipulators of people's emotions and we do what is often called as communication. Thank you very much.
Shine Kanikar, we joined the school on 4th standard till the 12th. I have a lot of good memories here. Right now I'm in Bangalore, been there since 97. I'm married to Sophia, I have 2 children, Sasha and Sean. They are 8 and 3 years. So I remember an incident, it was during a marriage of Dr. Kudula in Vishana. So somebody was asking how did your batch go, and I was sort of posting saying, hey, we have a golden batch, look at all of us. Where are we? And the person turned to me, he was Koran uncle. He turned to me and said, so how many of you really own things? How many of you really, and I was stunned, my boasting went out, absolutely. And I could think only of education at that point was on. But then that question stayed with me for a long time, and I came to realize, owning things just not processes now, and it's actually stepping up in a very responsible manner. And now when I sit here look at you, I recognize all of you by the way. All the teachers here since I've joined very early here. I have sort of realized the values which you've given us is being a bit of TocHness, right? And that's a large bit we are carrying with us. And more than the skills and whatever, the love of words which Gina mentioned, all that, that's absolutely on the top. But beyond that, the love, the guidance, and the kindness which you have shown us to take us through those the formative years, that's what I cherish most. And that's what I think has carried us, all of us here, a very long way. So, thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Palash. I studied here from 5th till the 9th standard. In fact, I've studied in a few schools. The thing is, when I came down here, it felt as though I was coming home. It feels great to see all your faces, and it kind of warms my heart. Right now, I used to work in a bank as an investment bank. Now I'm in between jobs. I came down to Kochi, and I'm actually thinking of going back to Bangalore again. So that's all about it. Thank you.
I'm Joseph Abraham. I joined TocH in 93 when I was class 5. I stayed on till and stayed on till 87 till 9th standard. I could not manage my night. I managed barely. I decided to move out. I joined one of the Ivy League schools of Cochin. SRB. I managed to do decently well in 10th. I did my pre-degree in Maharaj College. Did my BSc in Mathematics in Maharaj College. 5 years in Maharaj. Then I went out, did a 1-year course in MCC in Management. I did my Masters in Human Resources from Symbiosis from 95 to 97. And then I moved out of Pune. My first company was in Torrent Pharmaceuticals in Ahmedabad. When I moved on to a technology company like Intel or SGS Thompson, we are in the business of designing and manufacturing microchips. I stayed on for almost 14 years. I left SGS as heading compensation benefits. And I'm currently working in a company called Bupa. Bupa is a UK insurance company in the Middle East. I had compensation benefits from Middle East. I am married to Army officer's daughter. Her name is Angel. I'm known as Angel's Devil. I got 2 kids. Daughter 11 years, Eliza. Son Naughtier, Jonathan, 6 years. We're all based in Saudi, in Jeddah. I'm here on vacation. That's my life in a short span. And TocH has been my initial grounding, definitely. I did fairly well in the initial 3 years, and something went wrong, and I started to really lose out. And then my parents decided to take me out. I have a brother, younger brother. He's also an alumni of TocH. He's 1 year younger. His name is George Abraham. He did his 12th in TocH, from 4. He did his engineering after that. I think Jacobs and Manu's batchmate. from the Band of Indian College. Junior. And that's it.
Head the operations for Blue Star Music. My Alzheimer's son actually was by 9612. And married today, I have a daughter and a son. My daughter is studying here in third standard in TocH. And my son is in LKG.
Thank you very much for calling me this function. I think it is 25 years back, I went away from here, more than 25 years. And this is the last time I remember.
No. 20 years before. 20 years.
Before that. Yeah.
No, you left after us. Yeah.
Okay.
20 years.
I remember this classroom. But I used to come back, it was very small.
Yeah.
Maybe you have become grown big. And I was very happy to have seen you, ma'am, this morning. And all my colleagues, I remember all of you with a warm heart. So when she called me, Sandhya called me, I said, I will come. But then, accidentally, she called me this morning, I was in the church. I forgot to call back and I forgot completely. So she called me at 11:30, then I rushed up and then came. And you know the messy traffic we have here, I took a long time to reach your medical space. It is an immense pleasure for me because my span of education, I feel really I was very much enriched by being in TocH. In fact, TocH molded me to a great extent as you have been molded. And working with ma'am was a great experience for me. And more than that, my experience with my students, I don't call them students, my own brothers and sisters and sons, because I have a kind of strange, I don't explain that, strange warmth for my students, always, even now. But TocH students are special. I have taught in many places, but this was one of the unique experiences I had, one of the unique experiences of taught. And I remember all of you with warm heart in my mind, and I like you all. To use love is a wrong expression now as a teacher. I like you all. And I remember with nostalgia of what has happened here. All kinds of vicissitudes of life came. But I went through all that because of you. Because when I enter the classroom, I forget everything. So when I start teaching, especially grammar, you may be there.
Yes.
Grammar becomes a very interesting period for me because it takes your spectrum to different shades of life and all that. So, and the sports we had, the TocH trophy we had, and all that. Even the TocH public speaking we started. And when the last time when my students brought that certificates to me, I was thinking of that, the shape of the certificate, the structure of the certificate, all that we made together here. So, thank you for calling me. And about me, I left from here and I also started a kind of institution like this. It's going on pretty well. We have over 2,500 children there and we have been 24 years now. We had last year the centenary Jubilee celebration and we are going ahead successfully thanks to God's grace and presence there. And I have, you say that you are married. I am not married, but I had my wife before. So, you know that she was here as first principal. And we have two children. One just finished her MD in from Father Murray's Medical College, just married, she has a kid now. Then my son, she studied in our school, then to Liverpool University and got honors in aerospace engineering. Then he shifted his plan to financial engineering and risk management from Imperial College London. Now he is in Dubai, working at his own company, derivative company. Yes, maybe you may be knowing. I don't know what it is. He is doing that work. That is what I am. You are always welcome to my abode there. We will be very happy. I think Sandhya came once there. Yeah. So thank you very much for inviting me to this place. Thank you, all of you. Dr. Tom,
Haven't changed for the last 25 years. One, I saw a note out there. I fell in love with you. I don't know why, but I did. That reminds me a lot of you guys here. and here's a note which my good old father wrote for me. Like how I did 25 years ago, and I'm looking at it for the first time. And I stepped onto this podium fully confident that I'm enough my oratory skills, but then once you step out and see Madam's career there, everything is gone. So yeah, let's just pause for a moment, friends, to thank our dear parents for making us what we are, for having put us here so that we are together here today. Madam's career, for your my knees still hurt. I've knelt a lot out there, and also for all those warning cards which you gave us. I'm a much better, all of us are much better here now. To all the teachers here, I won't take much of time. Yeah. To all the teachers here, thanks a lot for coming. Thank you friends for coming here. I know a lot of us have come here just for this and going back, so thanks a lot. Thanks a lot to our little brat in the class, Jacob, for initiating this. Niyas, Sandhya, Minu, Biju, and the rest of you who made this possible. Thank you.